have a new tenant, everybody. Hello, friend. Coming to you live 2 days after the most recent rainstorm. I wanted to update y'all with kind of scenery of it so you can see where this bucket is really where the biggest kind of hole dropping action is happening. And then on the canal side, it really looks like a big blockage there for me. But story time. So I got to see a lot of the comments, a lot of the feedback, the same feedback we've been getting for a very long time regarding this is what you need to do. This is what I would do. You're lazy. You're a bad homeowner. So in the back and forth between the city of Slidell and St. Tammany Parish regarding who's responsible, since they do both maintain the canal, take money for the canal, do projects, they're in charge of hiring the crews. We did get an estimate. We got several estimates regarding bulkheading the property. How can I put this? We submitted them to them on recommendation and advice. We submitted it to the city and the parish for consideration. So, and to explain, because again, the property line used to be pretty level, somewhat of a slight drop, maybe 10 degrees, 15 degrees right before the fence line. The trees on the other side were same level high. And then you did have like a drop where there was a trail. There was actually a whole walking trail that, I don't know over the years if it was built for the people, but they used it to cut from Michigan Street to Slidell Memorial by the bridge right there. And that just kind of gives you more of an idea of like how much this has dropped off. So in the estimates we submitted, it was $140,000 just to bulkhead our section, our 100 feet property line. Now, why is that? Because the bottom of the drainage canal is easily 25 or 30 feet down. You have to drive. This has to be sheet metal driven. It has to be driven down well below 2 to 3 times the amount of that 25-foot drop, reinsured with pilings. I mean, you understand, like, this is a very big project. Yes, it was a rough estimate. It was always included in there that an engineer is going to have to be a part of the project to do the study, give us the proper recommendation about how far down this has to go. As well as that if there is additional things that are needed, that's not included in the estimate, okay? I bought the house for $155,000. And again, just starting my career, didn't have that kind of money that I could throw off a bridge and then hope in the long-term lawsuit that, you know, I would get reimbursed for it all. Also, by the professional contractors I'm going to work with, they wouldn't take on the project because then liability becomes a concern. Like kind of, you know, what they did with Slidell Memorial Hospital. Notified, took care of it, fixed it. Now my land was next. If I bulkhead mine, it's just going to push this problem continuously down. So there's a liability concern for these contractors. And again, the problem is not my problem. Like, at the end of the day, it really isn't my fault, and I didn't do it. They get money for this, and they're responsible for this. And this is kind of why we're at where we're at, though. They're not owning their responsibility, and they're not trying to help any homeowners here in Slidell or St. Tammany Parish, however you feel like looking at it, because parts of this canal is both in the parish and in the city of Slidell limits. So yeah, so that's a good story time of where we're at. Y'all, I forgot to almost give y'all the best part about all of this. After we submitted the estimate to the city of Slidell by the recommendations and advice, we had a random guy show up at our house. Jason actually talked to him so he could probably, I don't know, describe what the guy looked like. I mean, he didn't give us a written down estimate. And I don't think they give a company name at all either, because, you know, homeowners. We got to watch who we hire. But he said that he would get everything worked out with the city and that it was only going to cost $30,000. Because, you know, the city still has to give you permits for the work that has to be done. You know, a bulkhead and everything. A bulkhead that's going to be on their canal side and their property, and cutting down their trees too. I forgot to say that part too, that wasn't included in the estimate, is the trees that we're going to have to be, the whole 100 feet of trees that we're going to have to be to cut down. And I know all of us have been through this storm, so we know the rough estimate what that costs. So sorry, forgot to give you that little tea, because I don't think that guy came to us by coincidence, and I don't think he was just riding around looking for new work. Oh, and again, regarding the Greg Johnson stuff from what's going on with Slidell, or in Slidell, the admin for that, the reason why I was putting everything out there is because I've never been before able to show you in real time the amount of crap that my husband and I put up with behind the scenes. Outside, we have our fight in the courtroom, but we've got our fight in the streets. There's some other stories that I can share about that's current too, and it's like every time we have a win in the courtroom, goons come after us. So it was really nice to show y'all in real time what these people are like that come after us, that are associated with the elected officials here. Mayor Greg Cromer, from Greg's mouth, he's friends with Peggy Cromer now. That's the mayor's wife. This is going to be a message for her. More of a question of like, can you come out and publicly say, like, disclose your relationship with him, like your friendship status and stuff? Because got a lot of messages. I'm sure y'all have seen some comments on my other posts about their interactions with him. Y'all are tax-paying citizens of Slidell. Peggy, he has multiple fake profiles on Facebook, okay? I don't know what kind of people y'all like to be associated with, but if you pay attention and listen to all these people, they can tell you about what he does with these fake profiles. I saw it firsthand for myself, where he made his post, which screenshotted one of my comments, which had my minor children in the my profile picture as well, where he used one of his fake profiles, alter ego personality profiles, to comment, to make a derogatory comment under his own post. And underneath that comment, he came back as himself, Greg Johnson, to continue the ego boost there. I don't really know. I mean, I'm hearing that you have women profiles too. Like, how many profiles do you have, Greg? You're calling me crazy? I think that's a little bit on the borderline. Not even borderline. That's a lot of crazy right there. So Peggy, again, I think all of us in the community that have had this wonderful interaction with Greg, we want to know what your status is. I want to hear it from your mouth. Okay, happy Wednesday.